eBooks by Jesse Mangum and Candace Beavers. Why study ebooks? Amazon sells more ebooks than traditional titles. We're talking about Amazon, a company who started as an online bookstore and whose customer base is still primarily made up of readers. This showcases the growing preference for ebooks over print. Also, more titles are released as ebooks than print. Alternative publishing options such as self-publishing and Amazon publishing opened up an indie market and facilitate a greater number of ebooks to be sold. Lastly, nearly 50% of Americans have read an ebook. To put this into perspective, U.S. News and World Report cites that only 37% of Americans floss their teeth. I myself own a Kindle Paperwhite, and I've always loved having thousands of books available on this one device instead of having to carry around a whole library. The cost for an ebook is also considerably lower than a print paperback or hardcover, which is another reason for their popularity. The background. Ebooks had a humble beginning from Michael Hart's 1971 digital book library called Project Gutenberg. The success of this early attempt to catalog all human knowledge was limited to the few people who could access a computer. Even after 1980, when computers were more commonplace, ebooks were not widely used. Ebooks were first only available on computers, since there was no e-reader invented yet. Ebooks did not become popular until the e-reader was released. Electronic ink, like used in the Kindle Paperwhite, has been one of the biggest technological advancements in e-readers. Sony released the first e-reader, called the Data Discman, in the early 1990s, and also the first e-reader to use e-ink, the Sony e-reader, in 2006. But it was not until Amazon released the Kindle in 2007 that ebooks really started booming. Amazon Kindle introduced an exclusive format compatible with only their devices. Barnes & Noble followed suit in releasing the Nook. Apple's iPad not only offers proprietary ebooks from their bookstores, but also allows access to Kindle and Nook ebook formats. The drawback to the iPad came from its lack of e-ink. However, its advantages as a tablet motivated the competition to produce the multi-function devices, and thus Amazon's Kindle Fire and Barnes & Noble's Nook tablet were born. The most recent developments, tablets are becoming a device that is used for ebooks just as much as e-readers. Many companies have revamped their Paperwhite e-readers with lighting and better contrast for the best reading experience. They're doing that so that they can compete better with these tablets coming out. Formatting inconsistencies across devices and suppliers of ebooks are creating another dimension of brand loyalty, because switching devices might mean repurchasing your whole ebook library in a format compatible with the new device from another provider. Even devices that currently offer the ability to use other formats through apps cannot compensate for the hassle of switching between apps and trying to search through multiple separate libraries.
Current status. Tablets and e-readers are almost equal in the amount of people that use one or the other for ebooks. At least 50% of people own either a tablet or an e-reader, and 25% of people own both. E-reading is becoming more and more popular in all demographics except ages 65 plus. Unsurprisingly, the biggest demographic for ebooks is avid readers who still read print books as well. Only 15% of the total dollar amount of book sales come from ebooks. Their growth appears to be stagnant at about 30% of all book sales. Prior to 2013, growth had been very large, but some speculate the market for ebooks has been saturated. Factors to watch. Many people think ebooks could benefit from a more universal format. Even with a standardized format, the issue of digital rights management, or DRM, will still be a weighty downfall to the technology because you cannot share an ebook with a friend. Tablets are also starting to edge out e-readers as they have access to much more than just books. It is speculated that a new generation of ebook readers who were raised reading from the lit screens of smartphones and tablets will signal the end of e-ink. New ebooks are being published every day, and it is much easier for a writer to publish an ebook than to pursue traditional publishing options. Better organization of the ever-expanding number of ebooks will inevitably be needed to match content with consumer. There is great potential for a market-wide leader of this organizational service. The parallel sales rate of ebooks and print books is likely unsustainable, meaning one or the other may eventually become less popular. Unknown legal arenas could continue to develop, such as the Apple antitrust lawsuit, and this could impact prices. Conclusion. Ebooks are the future of books and reading. I myself like the Paperwhite e-readers much more than tablets, but many people think otherwise. There are many advancements and changes to look forward to in the future of ebooks. Although ebooks have been around for nearly 50 years, the technology has only bloomed during the 21st century. Ebooks have opened new avenues for aspiring authors and have grown in popularity without taking from the traditional print book market. We can expect this budding phenomenon to continue to bloom and delight us with ever-expanding ways to interact with text. Quiz time! Question 1. What percentage of Americans have read an ebook? If you said 50%, you're right. This large percentage gives us insight into the prevalence of ebooks. Question 2. What is helping to create brand loyalty with ebooks? That's right. Formatting inconsistencies. Once a consumer has purchased a library specific to one brand of e-reader, it is unlikely that they will purchase an incompatible device. The end.